Good morning, folks, and welcome to your Bitcoin report. Nice to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. Now, here's where we get started. I'm going to open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. Bitcoin is at 87.13 right now. Just let me refresh the page for a second. 87.20, so it is moving up very slowly in price. It's having a little bit of resistance trying to break through 9,000. But I think it's going to try it on pretty soon. One of the reasons why I think that is if we get in here and take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations, what we see is that the Bitcoin dominance has been falling. It's now standing at 55.2%. It was up around 57, 58. I think it got up close to 60% Bitcoin dominance. That's a good sign for cryptocurrency, the fact that Bitcoin dominance is falling back. The market cap is $280.6 billion. Let me refresh the page. $280.1 billion, the Bitcoin market cap. We're looking at Ethereum at $283. XRP is at 46 cents. Bitcoin Cash is $468. EOS is $8.10. Litecoin is $116.99. Binance Coin is $33. Bitcoin SV is $210. Stellar is 14 cents. Cardano is 9 cents. Tron is 3 cents. Monero is $96. Dash is $172. And IOTA is 52 cents. So we've seen an increase in the price of these altcoins. This is a good sign that Bitcoin is getting ready or setting itself up to try to break through the $9,000 barrier and move to the upside. That's a good sign, the fact that the altcoins are starting to all move upwards in a steadily pace. You see, you have to understand how Bitcoin works. It's much like a circus. And you got a circus tent, right? The big tent, the big top. They called it the big top. How the big top goes up is there's a center pole. When they slide that center pole up, the rest of the tent goes up with that center pole. And, in the old days in the circus, they used to lift that center pole up with elephants. They had the elephants in the circus, and they had ropes, and they'd pull that tent up on that center pole using elephants to pull with. That's how they used to do it in the old days. But when that center pole went up, everything else went up. And that's the way with Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up first, and now the rest of the tent is starting to go up following Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the lead coin. When you see Bitcoin go up, then you see the rest of them go up. And when you see the rest of them go up, that means Bitcoin's getting ready to go up a little bit higher again too. And this is the way it works, in general terms. Now let's take a look at, I found this article on here, 6 reasons why Bitcoin has tripled over the last 6 months in price. And they're talking about Bitcoin being back, And it says, one is sort of technical. One of the biggest knocks against cryptocurrency investing is that there are no fundamental metrics. At least the sort that we used to see as investors in equities. That'll help investors determine an appropriate value for crypto tokens. Now, I can understand that about them trying to determine a value. Bitcoin, first it's $20,000, and then it's $3,000, and now it's $9,000, and it's hard for them to get a metric on the actual value of a Bitcoin. That's because the value of a Bitcoin is all in your head of what a Bitcoin is worth. In the future, we might be saying a $20,000 Bitcoin is extremely cheap. And at one point in history, not too long ago, a $2 Bitcoin was expensive. Bitcoin is one of these asset classes that determining the value is very difficult. It's going to take a long time before they settle on a value that everybody agrees that that's what a Bitcoin is worth. By that time, Bitcoin's going to be an awful lot higher than it is right now when they finally agree on that. Mining rewards will soon be halved. Well, this is very true, and this is part of what affects the price of Bitcoin. It's got a large effect on the price of Bitcoin, is a mining reward, and they're going to cut it. They're going to cut the mining reward. That when they solve a block, they're only going to be getting half as many coins. This is going to affect supply coming into the market. This is basically cutting off supply, and when you cut off supply to anything, the price generally moves upwards. And so that's one of the things we have to look forward to coming. Perceived scarcity. You know, it's not perceived scarcity. It is real scarcity. There is a real scarcity of Bitcoins, and it's going to get much worse when they cut the mining supply. But let's read what it says here. It says, building on the previous point, Bitcoin's perceived scarcity is probably responsible for some of its recent ascent in price. The largest cryptocurrency in the world has a glass ceiling cap of 21 million tokens, with more than 17.72 million already circulating. According to data from CoinMarketCap, this supply grows as new blocks are solved and block rewards are paid to miners, similar to how gold derives its value from scarcity of physical metal in existence. Bitcoin has pushed higher on the idea that limited supply of tokens creates value. This upcoming halving event next May further provides evidence of this perceived scarcity. I don't like them using the word perceived scarcity, like they're making it something that's only in your mind. It's just perceived scarcity. It's not real scarcity. It is real scarcity. There is a hard limit of 21 million, and this is not perceived. This is real. It's real scarcity. It's perhaps more of a hard limit than there is on gold. Gold is more of a perceived scarcity than Bitcoin. And the reason why is how much gold is in the ground that they haven't mined? There's tons and tons and tons in the ground. If all of the gold that was in the ground were suddenly mined and put on the table, it would knock the gold price down to immensely, you know? And so there's no real hard limit for gold. You can't say, well, there's a hard limit of 21 billion ounces of gold. No, there's no hard limit. It's in the ground everywhere. You know, your front driveway, in front of your house, if you were to dig up all that gravel and dig up all that sand or whatever's there, and take and run it through a processing, run it through sluices and stuff, you'd find gold. Quite literally, in your driveway, you'd find gold. The only thing, the difference between the gravel in your driveway and a mine is that there's higher quantities of gold per ton in a mine. Much higher. Your driveway would probably have less quantities of gold per ton. But still, if you were to go through all the work of taking the probably 50 tons or 100 tons of gravel up out of your driveway and filtering it down and getting every last bit of gold out of it, you'd probably have an ounce of gold in your driveway. So the whole earth has got gold. But Bitcoin, this is a hard scarcity of 21 million, and they're losing them. Every day that goes by, Bitcoin are being lost. Little tiny pieces of Bitcoin that people leave in a wallet. They forgot they have the wallet on their computer. The computer hard drive breaks, and there might be like $10 worth of Bitcoin on it. It's not worth fixing the hard drive to try to obtain that $10, so they end up throwing the computer away. And they lose the $10 worth of Bitcoin. It happens over and over again around the world consistently. But that 21 million remains a hard limit. And so those ones that are lost, they are taken away from that 21 million. So as time progresses, there's going to be more and more of this occurring, and Bitcoin is going to dwindle from that 21 million. That 21 million Bitcoins is if the world was perfect and nobody ever lost any Bitcoin, ever. We don't live in a perfect world. That number's going to dwindle from 21 down to 20, down to 19, 18, and so on. At the same time, they're cutting off the mining supply. So it's going to make, really, it's not perceived scarcity, it's real scarcity. increased institutional interest in Bitcoin. And this is growing huge. It's growing by the day, faster and faster and faster. More people are getting interested in it. So an upcoming SEC decision on Bitcoin ETFs, this is going to take a little while. This is tied back in to what I was telling you guys about how Bitcoin has to maintain a certain price level. They have to find a set price through a fair market evaluation of what a Bitcoin's worth. At a certain period of time, everybody is going to be in consensus that a Bitcoin's worth a certain amount. And when that happens, then we're going to get a positive decision from the SEC regarding these Bitcoin ETFs. Blockchain projects are advancing. They're advancing so fast, I can't keep up with it all. Anyway, listen. Got to be a little bit careful about Bitcoin in the upcoming weeks. This trade war is going to have a profound effect upon the stock markets. It's going to have a profound effect upon the economy. And also, we're going to have the Fed coming in to try to support the markets at a certain point. All of this is going to have an impact on cryptocurrencies, either positively or negatively. So we could be looking at extreme volatility within this marketplace over the next few months while these trade wars unfold. Have to be very careful. This could create huge price swings up or down within the market. We're not looking at financial stability within the overall general economy over the next upcoming weeks and months. And this is going to have a profound effect upon the Bitcoin. So, if you're holding a lot of Bitcoin, right now, my suggestion what to do, has to be tempered with this knowledge that we're going into an extreme area of vulnerability from market swings. Huge volatility coming up for Bitcoin in the next. I'm just like the guy. He's got a crew of people, and they're in one of those rubber boats, and he can hear the rapids up ahead. Listen, you guys, going to get rough. Everything's going to get rough. We're going to go through the rapids. And these other people, they never been through the rapids before. So he's telling them, hey, you know what? Hang on tight to your seats. Hang on tight to your paddles and stuff. This is going to get rough. Well, guys, this is going to get rough in the next upcoming weeks and months. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.